Hi. So we're talking about commas all this week, and today's lesson is about using commas in compound sentences. So a compound sentence is a longer than normal sentence, right? It involves two smaller sentences that we've joined together. And usually we join them together using words like and, but, so, or, and when we join them together, we usually need to have a comma at that joint where we used that conjunction word to join the sentences together. So I'm going to show you, I'll screen share for you so that you can see my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and start out by writing my name. And then I'm going to look at the instructions. It says a compound sentence joins two complete ideas using a coordinating conjunction such as and, but, or so. Each half of a compound sentence has its own subject and predicate. Use a comma before the conjunction in a compound sentence. Sometimes this comma is called the Oxford comma. And your teacher is a firm believer in the Oxford comma. If you have one of these words like and or but or so, particularly and or but, and you haven't put a comma before that word in your report or in whatever your writing is, I will put a comma there for you. Because in this classroom, we are firm believers in the Oxford comma. We love the Oxford comma. I'm putting hearts all around it because I love the Oxford comma. So we are going to do, we're going to do one of these together. And then I will put on some Jeopardy music and you guys can do the last two on your own. And I will stop sharing and I will work on mine too while the Jeopardy music is going. And then when I'm done, we'll talk together and check our work, okay? So let's start out. We're going to join each pair of sentences using the conjunction in parentheses. So this is telling us how we're going to join it. And we're going to be sure that we have a comma before the conjunction. So here we go. Hippos graze for hours each evening. They eat up to 150 pounds of food a day. So we're going to combine these sentences using this coordinating conjunction into one compound sentence. So we're going to put comma and this becomes a lowercase t. Hippos graze for hours each evening, pause, and they eat up to 150 pounds of food a day. That is the Oxford comma. Ka-pow. We love the Oxford comma. So I have a crush on hippos. I love hippos. Ever since I was a little girl, I just have loved hippos. I used to have hippo stuffed animals. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fiona. Fiona is a hippo that was born prematurely and at a zoo. And so I think it's the Cincinnati Zoo. It's either Cincinnati or Cleveland. But so Fiona had to be cared for, especially because she was super tiny for being a hippo. And she was just adorable. They put a live cam in her hippo house, and I used to love watching it. So I will have to attach some clips of Fiona, because now Fiona has like grown up and she's getting bigger. She got bigger really fast, and now she's a little bit small for a normal sized hippo, but she is now, I guess, a teenager, a teenage hippo, and she's super awesome. I just love her. All right, so I'm going to put on some Jeopardy music. I'm going to stop screen sharing. And then when I'm done and when you're done, we will compare our answers. Here we go. Ooh, I'm only done with one. These are long compound sentences. Finally, those were such long sentences. All right, let's see if yours matches mine. And remember, that comma better be there or there's going to be trouble. All right, here we go. So, speaking of so, they wanted us to use so. Hippos have eyes, ears, and I also added a nose because that sounded really weird to me. Eyes, ears, and nose on top of their heads. So I wrote hippos have eyes, ears, and a nose on the top of their heads, comma, so they can keep most of their body underwater. Okay. So I have my comma before my so. Number 3, hippos cannot sweat, comma, but they keep cool in the mud and water. So I wrote hippos cannot sweat, comma, but they keep cool in the mud and water. I would also put one right here because we put commas before and. That's the Oxford comma. Right? So I would add that extra one right there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned how to use commas in compound sentences. And I hope you learned that we love the Oxford comma in this classroom. Love, 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 love it. All right. Thanks for joining me.